I'm going to. Good evening. Today is Thursday, August 7th, and it is 6 o'clock p.m. And I'll be your presenter for this evening. Welcome to Akana's The Importance of Knowing Your Blood Type and the 5 Steps to Generational Health. Akana means in the hands of God, and Akana has been in existence for 6 years. We've celebrated 6 years this year. So we're so very excited about that as we help people not only know their blood type, but also educate them on the crises that's facing the United States, the key reasons why, and then the solutions that we have to offer. So without further ado, we'll get right into that. We want to talk about the health crisis that we're ignoring in the United States and especially in our community. Health crises like heart disease, cancer, diabetes, and a shortened life. See, we understand that heart disease is the #1 leading killer in the United States, with cancer falling right after it, with claiming nearly 600,000 deaths annually. And then when we talk about diabetes has become the most leading growing epidemic, right? In fact, they're saying that we have given birth to the first generation of children that most likely will not outlive their parents. I don't know about you, but when you think about that, that's very troubling to me. And then when we're talking about a shortened life, not only are our children being faced with this reality, we're talking about our very loved ones are not living as long, nearly as long as they should, whether it's because of heart disease, cancer, diabetes, maybe it's even things like environmental factors like a violent neighborhood or stress, depression, anxiety. Nonetheless, we have found these crises to be worth educating on this call tonight. And so when we're looking at the root cause of all of those health crises, one of the common denominators has been the food. The food. In fact, the problem in the US, our CEO, Melissa Boston, has coined as chewicide. Her phrase says, "We are digging our graves with our fork." Now, when you think about that, digging our graves with our fork, well, what do we mean, right? If you take a look at the original diet, that picture on the left-hand side, we have fruits and vegetables that have are known to be very nutritious to our bodies. However, over a period of time, because of heavy food consumption, right, and high demand, the powers that be have been led to compromise their integrity and character, right? And have subjected us to what's called a new diet. And that new diet has all kinds of restaurants, not only just McDonald's and Burger Kings and Wendy's and Popeyes, but you see small mom and pops popping up everywhere, like Baba's and where you can get the Philly cheesesteak. I don't want to make anybody hungry on the call, but I'm just saying our new diet, right, has been plagued and known to clog our arteries and has been highly connected to those crises that we talked about, the cancer, the heart disease, the diabetes, and a shortened life. And then when we dig a little bit more, Keon, we come to find out that heart disease is known as the silent killer. I think that's the worst thing about it. It's a silent killer because in 2020, nearly 700,000 people died from cardiovascular disease alone. And about 1 in 5 heart attacks are silent and the damage is done. But the person is not even aware of it. And when we dig a little closer, a little deeper, there's been an alarming number of our 14 and 19-year-olds that are showing as much as 40% of blocked arteries. Now, when we think about 14 and 19, my God, they haven't even reached 21. Their life has not even really started. And you're talking about 40% blocked arteries. Well, when you take a closer look at that statistic, you have to ask yourself, Do we honestly know the significance of age 45 for African Americans? African Americans. Well, researchers have found out that the common denominator there is dangerous atherosclerosis levels. What is atherosclerosis? Well, that's when your arteries begin to clog. So here you have a clean artery on the left-hand side. Typically, we should be born with a healthy arteries at my optimal level, right? So you see the endothelium level is thin, the outer level is thin, and there's nothing in between blocking the flow of blood and oxygen. That's an optimal artery. But then over a period of time, whether it's from poor diet, whether it's from stress, anxiety, whatever it is, what happens is over a period of time, pl- um, our arteries begin to get filled with plaque, right? It begins to clog up, right, with high cholesterol and all other kind of things that begin to block the artery, and the walls begin to thicken, the endothelium and the outer layer, they begin to thicken, and what thickens and what that does is it clogs the artery. So optimal becomes borderline, and borderline becomes high, and before you even know it, you're looking at a completely blocked artery. And when that happens, you're talking about a dangerous level where anytime, at any moment, you could be subjected to a heart attack, an aneurysm, or a stroke. So you are 2 times more likely to die from heart disease by the time you're 45. That's right in our community. And so when our CEO, Melissa Boston, and our medical advisory board, headed up by the other than Dr. Betty, when they took a look, they said, hey, we need to dig a little closer into our vision. And so they came up with this. Our vision is a world where everyone has access to the nutrition and resources they need to thrive, creating healthier, more resilient communities. And through personalized wellness for your blood type, we're breaking cycles of disease and poverty, empowering families to build a legacy of not only health, but prosperity as well for generations to come. And so when we look at our vision and we see how powerful our vision is, we have to understand the why. The why. How did it come to this? How did it come to us needing to even have a vision such as this? Well, Alcana has identified 5 key reasons why these problems impact our community. The first is going to be the lack of understanding blood types. The lack of understanding blood types. And because this information is so vital, we're asking everyone that we know to walk hand in hand with us
Live their dreams
as
and
we are
do whatever they
committed
dream of doing.
to
The
helping
people
1
I've talked
million
to,
families
like grants,
learn their blood type.
married? No. Oh, you might
So when
have
we
to
talk
say,
about blood types,
the neighborhood.
we want to, let me just mute the lines real quick. Please mute your phone. When we talk about blood types, there's 4 known blood types: blood type A, B, O, and AB. Now, your blood type, whether it's A, B, O, or AB, it is a powerful genetic fingerprint that identifies you as surely as your DNA. Think about that, your DNA, your blood type. Wow. So let's dig a little deeper. See, if you're a blood type A, you're known to be an agrarian, nature's vegetarians. Now, blood type A's are prone to digestive and heart issues. So things like red meat, shrimp, crab, lobster, and dairy can be especially harmful to a blood type A. Now, those blood type A's, they are naturally creative and inventive, and they require peace and harmony. And then if you're a blood type B, you were originally known to be barbaric, but now you have migrated into more of a balanced blood type. So blood type Bs, they thrive on a diverse diet. However, chicken, shrimp, crab, and lobster can disrupt their health. Now, those blood type Bs, they have a more balanced immune and digestive system, and they are resilient. In fact, I think Dr. Betty is a blood type B, right? They are resilient. However, they tend to suffer from autoimmune diseases, IBSs, and other issues. And if you're blood type O, the oldest blood type, they thrive on a high protein diet. However, catfish, pork, dairy, refined carbs, white wine, and gluten can cause significant issues to a blood type B. Now, blood type O's. Now, those blood type O's, they have a strong immune and digestive system, and they tend to experience more ulcers, arthritis, and thyroid issues. And if you're a blood type AB like me, your blood type is complex and modern at the same time. We have the rarest blood type, and we're the blending traits of blood type A and blood type B. What does that mean? That means that we must balance the dietary restrictions of both types for optimal health. Now, if you know your blood type, I want you to go ahead and place it in the chat because I love to just check to see who's all in the room as I continue to educate you on your blood type. So let's dig a little bit more. You might be thinking, I don't know my blood type. You've heard some things on this slide and saw and read some things on this slide that you might say, hey, I can relate to that, right? That I think that sounds like something I may have. So if you don't know your blood type, then you most certainly want to get back to the person that invited you on this call or who sent you this recording and let them know the first thing I need to do is know my blood type. Why? Okay, Keon, you said you're 1 plus. I don't know that 1 plus. If AB, okay, the most ancient blood type. All right, Keon. Keon is a blood type. Oh, okay, awesome. Thank you for sharing that. So your blood type is the single most important determinant in how your body interacts with the food you eat. And if those foods will cause three major things: inflammation, digestive problems, and or weight gain. Has anyone on this call ever experienced those three things, right? Could it be that you're eating against your blood type? Most likely so. Now, I want you to know you might be saying, well, what is in the food? Well, let's educate you on these things called lectins. Now, these little gremlins, right? They're in the food and they find their way into our bodies. Now, the good thing is that our immune system is primarily designed to protect us from the lectins. So 95% are sloughed off by the body. However, there's 5% that still finds their way into our bloodstreams. Now, here's the thing. When that happens, when it's filtered into the blood, the lectins not only react with, but they also destroy our red and white blood cells. And when that happens, our body then becomes compromised, and therefore we're subject to the health crises that we're facing. So when you look at what foods are good for us, what foods are not, here's a short sample list. If you're able to, you can take a snapshot of that, right? As I urge you to remember that one person's food is another person's poison. Now, although this is just a sample list of foods that's considered toxic to your blood type, you can find out more from the person that invited you because we have a whole list just for you. And in addition to that, we also encourage people to read the book Four Blood Types, Four Diets, Eat Right for Your Type by Dr. Peter J. Diamo, because that book there will give you a closer look at your very existence. So you might be thinking, learn my blood type? Absolutely. Why? Because when you learn your blood type, you have the power to break generational cycles of sickness, illness, and disease. Yep, that's it. Knowing your blood type puts the power in your hands. And so think about it. If they give you the wrong blood, they could kill you, right? That's very important, right? So think about this. If you eat the wrong food that affects your blood, right? Couldn't you be killing yourself slowly when you eat against your blood type? Absolutely. It's almost a no-brainer. But see, we weren't educated on these things. So we ate what Ma and Pa fed us. We ate what Big Ma fed us, right? And so whatever that was, even though in your household, everyone may not have the same blood type, right? For me, my mother was most likely an AB. My father most likely was an O, right? But my mother cooked a lot of food that wasn't even for her blood type. And I'm an AB, most likely the same as my mom, right? And so shrimp and crab and lobster and chicken is poison to us, although we prided ourselves off of not eating beef or pork. So you might be asking, why are we just learning that food impacts our blood cells based on blood type? I'll tell you, if it isn't taught in medical school or created by Big Pharma, it just isn't promoted in the US, right? It's just not promoted. Matter of fact, it's always been big business equals profits over people. So when you're looking at products that hit the shelf like cigarettes, trans fats, cell phones, right? GMOs and milk, right? These things are highly promoted, highly profitable, yet highly linked to cancer, diabetes, heart disease, and so much more. And so when you think about it, you might be wondering, well, this is serious. Who else knows about this? Who's adhering to the blood type diet, right? Well, Japan is one of the main ones who do so. And the United States, not so much, right? We're barely scratching the surface with educating people on the importance of their blood type and eating according to their blood type. And let me share with you that there's a direct correlation with life expectancy and eating right for your blood type. In fact, Japan comes in at number one with the longest life expectancy of an average of 80, about 85 years of age. But I will add this factor to that. Japan also celebrates the most of their centennials. But then when you look at the United States, our average life expectancy is 76. We come in at a disappointing, almost disgusting 50th place. Yet we pride ourselves on being the biggest and the baddest, right? But we're not taking care of ourselves. And when we look deeper into our community, our very own community, you see that we are less than the 76 years old. We only 72 years of age is the average life expectancy. Why? Why is that, right? And so when we begin to dig even deeper, see, we're some diggers today, right? We're some diggers today. We understand that by following the blood type diet, there has been anecdotal evidence that shows that millions of people have reported that the blood type diet, I'm sorry, my screen went out. Millions of people have reported positive improvements by adhering to the blood type practices. So you can protect yourself from common viruses and infections. And we can take a stand against life-threatening diseases. You can achieve your ideal weight, slow the aging process down, even reverse it, and cleanse your body of toxins and unhealthy fats. Now that was deep. I know. Let's take a deep breath, right? Whew. That was knowing your blood type. But the key to that is let's find out, right? If you don't know. So, the second key reason for heart disease, cancer, diabetes, and a shortened life is going to be dangerous levels of oxidation. See, researchers have finally identified one of the most important contributors to heart disease, wrinkles, cancer, arthritis, and many of the other problems associated with getting older. That's going to be oxidation. Now, when you look at oxidation, part of the answer to that solution to that is going to be antioxidants. So let's look at our diet, right? Fruits and vegetables are loaded with plant compounds called phytonutrients, which have antioxidant abilities. So phytonutrients have shown to disable cancer causing substances. So what am I saying? We need to move to be proactive instead of reactive. If we know the solutions, then we can apply them even before the problem even exists. Now, I don't know about you, but that sounds real powerful to me. That sounds like superpower, right? Superpowers. Well, let's talk about another key reason. The third key reason is going to be omega-3 deficiencies. See, when you lack omega-3s in your diet, six major things happen. Your cardiovascular health is at risk of heart attacks, strokes, and high blood pressure. Not to mention a cognitive decline, right? Are you becoming forgetful? Right? There's an increased risk of depression, anxiety, Alzheimer's, and dementia from the lack of omega 3s. Not to mention chronic inflammation. When that happens, it accelerates the progression of diabetes, arthritis, cancer, and autoimmune disease. And your metabolic health, well, the lack of omega 3s contributes to weight gain, obesity, and metabolic syndrome. It also contributes to non alcoholic fatty liver disease. Yes, you can have a fatty liver and not drink a day in your life. And when you have a fatty liver, it can progress to liver cirrhosis or liver cancer. And the immune function compromised. It weakens the immune function, making the body more susceptible to infections. And bone health, oh, it increases the risk of osteoporosis, leading to fractures and a higher risk of complications, especially in older adults. You might want to take a screenshot of this. And I want you, while you're listening to this, I want you to write down or think about people who you know, love, and care, who might be going through the very things, because you may need to invite them on this call so that they can hear the same information that you're hearing today as we get into the fourth key reason. Remember, I said there's five. The fourth key reason is an unhealthy gut. See, 70% of our immune system is in our gut, and our gut is called our microbiome. Now, when gut issues arise, they arise when our diet includes improper food choices and lacks sufficient fiber, probiotics, and prebiotics. Are we intentional about making sure that we get those three things on a daily basis? When we don't, you could just look around and see the big guts, the big bellies, right? Signs of gut issues is number one, digestive issues. You're not going on a regular basis. We eat three times. Why are you only going once? Why is it every other day? Right? That is the key that you may have an unhealthy gut. Weakened immune support, getting sick over and over and over again. Malabsorption, no matter what you take, nothing is working. Nutritional deficiencies, you're not even getting it because it's not getting into your body. It's denying you of your nutrition. Inflammation, always in pain, achy, right? Back hurt, knees hurt, right? Inflammation, skin problems, breaking out, eczema, all kind of unexplainable skin problems, mental health challenges. You can't forget, I mean, you can't remember, you can't decipher, thoughts all jogged up in your brain, right? You can't even be productive during the day, right? Weight management, you're up, you're down, you're up, you're down, you're up more than you're down, right? Weight management, hormonal imbalances, you're feeling good right now, 10 minutes later, you got an attitude. Right, you're all over the place, right? You're breaking out in the sweat in random moments, right? Or autoimmune conditions. See, all of these things, if you're experiencing one or more of these things, it could be that you have an unhealthy gut. And the fifth reason for the health crisis that we are ignoring, cancer, diabetes, heart disease, and a shortened life, is going to be parasite invasion. Now, if you have ever eaten meat, fish, right? If you've ever even just had fruits and vegetables, but you did not clean them properly, and you have not been intentional on a regular basis to kill the parasites and not just kill them, but remove them from your body, you may have a parasite invasion. And when that happens, we're talking about chronic infections and inflammation. See, when you have that, then it leads to heart disease, diabetes, chronic fatigue, and autoimmune disorders. And parasites have even been known to be in the presence of autopsy. See, parasites are invading our organs, our brain, our lungs, and our liver. And talk about brain, when parasites invade our brain, it could cause depression, anxiety, and even schizophrenia. See, you may not need a new prescription. Our babies may not need a new prescription, right? They may need to get rid of the parasites. So we absolutely, I know for me, I identified with quite a few before I met Akana, right? You may have too, but who else do you know that's dealing with these diseases that are so connected? Did you see the connection in all five, right? And so we understood that we needed to come up with a solution because nobody was talking about this, right? And so Akana had to make a decision to pioneer, right, this movement. And this movement has been coined as the 5 steps to generational health. And so before I get into the 5 steps to generational health, I want you to know, as a disclaimer, our products is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. The information provided herein is for informational purposes only and is not intended as a substitute for advice from your physician or other healthcare professionals. If you are pregnant, nursing, taking medication, or have a medical condition, please consult your healthcare provider before using any nutritional supplements. And of course, individual results may vary. Now, I also want to say this, Kana was founded by 4 amazing African women who were committed to making a difference in our community. They put together an amazing medical advisory board filled with all 40 to 50 years, hundreds of years combined of napropaths and naturopaths and nurses and all kinds of medical professionals to help us come up with these solutions. So number one is going to be, do you know your blood type? See, your blood type is a more reliable measure of your identity than race, culture, or geography. It is a genetic blueprint for who you are and a guide to how you can live most healthfully. And the second solution is to learn what's best for you. See, food that heals one can harm another. So when it all boils down, your blood type matters. The food you eat matters. Your health overall matters. And most importantly, your health legacy matters. Legacy means, who are you passing it down to? Not just material things, but who are you educating? Who are you showing the way? Is it your parents, your spouse, your children, your cousins, your friends, right? Are you turning around, getting what you need, learning it, and then sharing with others? And then the third solution is going to be to purchase the option that works best for you based on your goals. See, it's not good enough to just know your blood type and know what foods heal you and what foods kill you, right? It's not good enough. That's knowledge, but it's applied knowledge that's going to take you to the next level. So let's get into some options here. The first option is going to be the blood type support kit. Now, this kit includes herbal tea, nutrition, and optional testing for all blood types. It is designed to kickstart the cleansing of your colon and your blood. That's right, I said kickstart, right? And so in this kit, which is only $59.95, you get a blood type test kit. You get bitters, which is our 4-day detox cleanse for a kickstart. And then you get a detox meal plan, a sample meal replacement shake, and an individual digital blood type download just for you. Now you might be saying, well, I already know my blood type. Well, we have option two for you. Well, you'll save $10. But here's what we always say: pay it forward. Akana is the gift that just keeps on giving, and we encourage you to do the same. Who else in your household does not know their blood type, right? Who else do you know, love, and care about that does not know their blood type? So you want to get that option number one and pass it on. Now, when we look deep into the package, right? We first want you to know that the bitters, you when you're focused on cleansing, you want to first detoxify your blood cells. That's important. So the flat belly bitters are a powerful tool for a quick 4-day detox, primarily due to its impact on digestion and liver function. So if I'm having a bad weekend, I know I'm going out to eat whatever, right? Which sometimes I will. I know that I need to take me some bitters because I got to hurry up and get it out my system, right? And so here's how it works: you boost digestion by stimulating the production of digestive enzymes, bile, and stomach acid, which are essential. It regulates your appetite and reduces the cravings for unhealthy foods. For those of us who have no discipline, right? This is going to help you. It supports your liver detoxification by filtering out toxins from the blood. It also eliminates fat soluble toxins through the digestive system. So we got to get it out, right? And then it alkalizes the body and reduces inflammation. You're going to feel amazing after you drink this tea. It also improves your microbiome, which is your gut, by promoting the growth of beneficial bacteria and inhibiting the harmful ones, right? So that you're going to get that in that kit. Not only that, you're going to get the flat belly fuel. Now, this comes in choco berry and vanilla. It is absolutely amazingly delicious. It's the world's first, right? Product that targets all 5 key problems that we talked about. And guess what? It was created right here in Akana's lab. So we're talking about it's great for the blood type support, all blood type supports. It is loaded with antioxidant protections, omega fatty acids, prebiotics, probiotics, and fiber. And guess what? It even has focuses on eliminating the parasites. Now you're going to get a sample of that, but I do encourage you to get the big bag that lasts you for about a month. It's also a meal replacement, so it could potentially replace 1 or 2 of your meals and give you all that your body needs. So I want to talk about the comprehensive health test, right? When I was first introduced to the company, I was in trouble. I was very in trouble. Yep, I see it. I'll get to it. Yep. So that comprehensive health test covers the a snapshot. It's like a health GPS. So it will give you a snapshot, a detailed snapshot of your heart, liver, kidneys, vitamins and minerals, your gut check, and your omega-3 panels. Like, where are you? Where are you? And then let's talk about where do you want to go? And then let's apply all of the solutions. Now, when I came to Akana and I got my comprehensive health test, it showed that I had some blockage in my arteries. It showed that I had some blockage from my heart to my brain. I was in a crisis stage. Now, had it not been for this test, right, I would not have even known because guess what? I don't like to go to the doctor. I don't know who does, right? So I only go when I absolutely can't take it anymore. Now that's terrible, right? But it kind of helped me change that point of view. So that it's valued at 1,000. However, if you just want to get the full comprehensive health test, which is loaded with different areas that it shows, it's only $189. However, we're so committed to making sure you get the full information that you need about you that we have put on the table, well, our CEO has put on the table that when you enroll in one of our auto ships, you can add the comprehensive test for just a $50 upgrade. That's absolutely phenomenal, right? And then when we're talking about other solutions, you may need to have more of a personalized wellness plan due to some of the things that you may have going on. Now, I don't know what you have going on, but I want you to definitely share that with the person that invited you on the call, right? Or sent this video to you. So our options for more personalized wellness plan is going to be our 7-day refresh. Now, this 7-day refresh is packed with nutrients, right? It helps cleanse your digestive system, boost your energy, and shed up to 10 pounds, leaving you feeling lighter and revitalized. Now, for me, I lost 13 pounds on the 7-day, and I lost 28 pounds on the 21-day, which I'm going to get to right after this. Inside this amazing pack is a purifier which includes the liquid colonic plus a full body cleanse. It has the eliminator in there, and that eliminator removes parasites and reduces mucus. And then it also has the regenerator because after we've cleansed out the gut and the blood cells, now we got to put the good stuff back in, right? So we got to restore the body with superfoods, fiber, probiotics, and prebiotics, right? And guess what? Remember earlier I said that kindness is the gift that keeps on giving? Well, we're going to also throw in there a QR code where you can scan the QR code to download your personalized blood type 21-day regimen or use the neutral meal plan that's included in the kit. Now you see on the right-hand side, you see this young lady clearly is in trouble. You can look at her gut and tell. That's on day 1. But on day 7, she had lost 7 pounds of waste, waste. See, some people might say, well, I don't need to lose weight. It's not weight that you need to get rid of, it's waste, right? And so you want to get rid of that waste. And so if you need a more personalized, hey, I'm dealing with this, and this, all right? We might want to look at a reset. Our 21-day reset is absolutely phenomenal. It's a game changer. So this program helps detoxify your body, restore balance, and promote significant weight loss of 8 to 25 pounds while building a foundation for lasting health. Now you see Billy over there, right? Billy was pregnant with triplets. And on the 21st day, a miracle happened. He dropped those babies and lost 30 pounds of waste in just 21 days. Now, 30 pounds, I know people who it has taken them 6 months to a year to just lose 30 pounds. Now, this package is only $279. I don't know if I mentioned $119 for the 7-day only, right? If you're a new customer, you get 10% off. Plus, you definitely want to make sure you check with the distributor that invited you to make sure there's not any other discounts on the table. Because again, we're the gift that just keeps on giving, right? So I don't know what it is that you need. Maybe it's the blood type support kit. Maybe it's the 7-day. Maybe it's the 21-day. All I want to say is make a decision, right? Because your great health is just a step away. So look at Tanisha, 15 pounds down. Look at this young lady, a clear evidence of what her results were in 21 days. Here's some more Akanapreneurs and Akana customers who have seen a significant improvement in just 21 days. You think they're feeling better? Absolutely. Full of energy, all vibrant. I know for me, my headaches was gone, my pain was gone, my stomach had, I mean, I was amazed at how it just dropped just like that, right? And Yvette with 100-day results, and even Minister Ernestine. Now, this is just incredible, right? Ernestine Davis says this: ageless health starts with your blood type. And Ernestine is 64 years old, quoted this: switching to foods tailored to my blood type helped me lose belly fat, improve digestion, and achieve fourth place in a bikini contest at 63 years young. Can we say 63 where? Oh my goodness. And let us not leave out our amazing entrepreneurs on Team Contagious, Karen Carruthers and Yakima, Dr. Yakima. And so you might be saying, all right, that sounds good. Cleansing my blood, cleansing my gut. I'm excited about that. But after that, I need to lose more than 30 pounds. All right, we got you. We have you, right? Because we got a game changer for you called Hemp Govi. We encourage you to drink your way slim. See, Hemp Govi is the shot worth taking. And our new line of drinkables allow you to ditch the injectables and drink your way to a slimmer waist and a flatter tummy. Now, why do we call this a game changer? I'll tell you why. Because it's packed with powerful plant-based ingredients where hemp Govi works synergistically to target key areas of weight management while promoting overall wellness. So those key benefits, and if you want to take a snapshot of this, it's going to burn fat naturally. It's going to boost your metabolism. It's going to curb your appetite. It's going to support digestive health and promote overall balance. Take another snapshot, as I don't have time to share all the ingredients, but we are happy to share them with you. Go ahead and take a snapshot because these are the 8 key ingredients that makes it a game changer. Now let's get into elevation. It's elevation time because, as I said in the beginning of the call, we are a CBD wellness company, right? And so we have CBD products that we have formulated right here at 411 East 35th Street and have been lab tested, right? And our blends of herbs and botanicals are created to elevate your well-being. So you might be saying, CBD, what is that? Well, CBD is a compound that naturally occurs in industrial hemp. And out of more than 85 different cannabinoids, it is the second most common to Delta 9, which is THC. And unlike THC, CBD is non-psychotropic. And then we have THCA, which is a compound that naturally occurs in industrial hemp. And out of more than 100 different cannabinoids, THCA is a non-psychoactive precursor to THC found in raw cannabis. Now, when it's heated, whether that's through smoking, vaping, or cooking, THCA converts into THC. Now you have the psychoactive compound. Now, why is that important? It's important because we have found that we have an endocannabinoid system that needs cannabinoids, right? And so cannabis can be looked at as a holistic solution. Unlike pharmaceuticals that often target single symptoms, cannabinoids interact with the ECS to provide systemic benefits, offering a more natural approach to health and wellness. And simply put, it brings the body back into balance. So when we're looking at the blood type diet, there may be a need for you to add cannabis to your blood type diet. Why? Because cannabis reduces inflammation, helps manage stress, and improves the digestion. So if you're blood type A, who's dealing with lower stomach acid, higher stress, and susceptibility to heart disease, or a blood type B that's susceptible to autoimmune conditions and nervous system disorders, or a blood type O that's a higher risk of inflammatory conditions, arthritis, and over acidity, or blood type AB that's sensitive to digestive and immune stressors. We want you to know by leveraging the properties of CBD and cannabis alongside the blood type diet, individuals may achieve a more balanced, harmonious approach to wellness tailored to their unique diabolical predisposition. So, when we're talking about that, we have what's called the Diamond Star full spectrum hemp flower, right? And we understand that raw cannabis trend THCA is aligned with the plant-based diet that offers therapeutic benefits without the high, similar to juicing cannabis and leaves or flowers. Now, it's particularly strong benefits with these conditions: arthritis, autoimmune disorder, anti inflammatory issues, neuroprotective issues, multiple sclerosis, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, chronic pain, even cancer. And so you definitely want to get back to the person that invited you and talk about what kind of plan do we need to put together. Now listen, we have over 70 plus amazing products, even coffee, essential oils, pain cream, hair hair our hair care line, excuse me, and our culinary seasonings. They are all phenomenal, all organic, all natural, and they are definitely on point with knowing their assignment. So you may need any of these. Mention it to the person that invited you. Now, I don't know what testimony you have. You heard slightly some of my testimony. Well, we want you to come back here and share your testimony with us, because what health legacy will you create and pass on to the future generations is what we want to know. Why? Because food that heals one can harm another. And the third option is going to be becoming a wellness influencer or certified coach. As I mentioned earlier, we are looking for people who are looking for us, right? You might be saying, I never heard this information quite like this before, right? I may have heard something like this, but not like this, or I've never heard it at all. We want you to consider to not only just take advantage of our products, but we want you to come aboard if interested. If you're interested in building generational wealth, come aboard with us as a wellness influencer or certified coach. See, you have the opportunity to transform not only your health, but your income as well. So, you want to gain access to all the products you need to elevate your health while earning 20 to 40% commission on all retail purchases made through your site, including your own. Now, what does that look like? Here's take a snapshot of our wellness influencer pack. It's loaded with products, right? 21-day reset, flat belly bitters, your flat belly fuel sample, pain cream, your own website, social media 101, because we're going to show you how to do it. And then Kana certification, because we want to make sure that you have all the training, coaching, and development you need to be successful in this industry. And so at the end of the day, it will position you to leave a lasting legacy and impact on your community and beyond. Now, you might be saying, oh, yes, this sounds good. I want to dig even deeper. Well, we have a certified wellness coach pack, and this is the pack that I took advantage of, right? It's $14.99 and it's loaded with products. So you can go ahead and take a snapshot of that, right? And then get back to the person who invited you and tell them, I want in. I want in. Where do I sign up, right? And so, why an influencer? Well, clearly, Stormy Steele, who sold over $1 million in products in one session, and Lee, 1.7 billion sales in 12 hours. If they could do it selling beauty products and lipstick, guess what? We can do it too by saving lives. So it's a game changer. It's a game changer. Influencers hold the power to shape brand perception, drive massive sales, and create personal connections with audiences. And those who ignore this trend risk falling behind in a rapidly evolving digital economy. Times are changing. Times are changing. And so the influencer economy isn't just a trend, it's the future of marketing, right? So the time is now. The influencer business is booming. Viral trends like TikTok made me buy are reshaping consumer behavior, driving millions in product sales. And the influencer market is currently at $33 33 billion globally, projecting to reach 107 to 190 billion by 2030. Now, I know you're going to make the decision to get healthy, but how much of that money is going to come into your household? Right? So the time is now. And then the fourth solution is going to be to transform your diet and dramatically improve your health. Put the plan in action. It's not good enough that you know your blood type, that you know what food heals you, or that you even purchase the products. Now we got to use them, right? So we want you to transform your diet. And then we want you to, fifth of all, break the cycle of generational illness by sharing the gift of health. Inspire others to create generational health with your success story. Support your family's unique health journey. So I'll quickly go through the options again: blood type support kit 1 or 2, the 7-day or the 21-day. Is it hemp Govi? Is it the oils? Is it the pain cream? I don't know what it is, but we want you to come aboard with us, partner with us, even if it's especially if it's a wellness influencer or a certified coach. Why? Because our goal is to empower our over 1 million families to improve their health and their wealth. We want to create a blue zone right in our community where people live longer and eat far less meat and live longer on an average basis. Can we do that together? Because if you help us reach 1.5% of the people in the United States, that's 5 million people. And at $50, that equals 250 million in sales, right? That we bring right into our own community. And if 80% of the people reject us, we still impact 1 million people. And the first 100 to 150,000 people involved in business, they earn 80% of the wealth of the company. And when you select a company at least 18 months, oh, you got to understand this: 90% of the companies fail their first 18 months. And according to Harvard Business School, if a company has less than 500,000 people, it is a great opportunity. If less than 100,000 people, it is an opportunity of a lifetime. Hey, listen, we have just about 2,000, a little over 2,000 distributors, and over a little 30,000. Okay, 30,000 in the 30,000 as far as customers. So there is room for you to grow. I want to thank you for this presentation. Get back to the person that invited you and tell them exactly where you want to fit in. Thank you. Good night.